Welcome, Broncos country, to your weekly horsepower hour. Hey, want to shout out everybody in the chat. We got Andy in here hyping this up before the Nuggets tip off here in 25 minutes. We got Darien. We got Vic in the house. Y'all be sure to smash that like, subscribe to all of our channels. And this is brought to you by Prize Picks. Use that code HMA, play $5, get 50. Guys, we got a fun we got a fun night, man. We have, I think, probably like 6 or 7 fan-submitted mock drafts to go through. This is going to be a lot of fun. Guys, for those who have submitted, this is what we're going to do. We're going to do a mock draft King of the Hill. So we're going to start out with somebody's mock draft. We're going to review it, hear what Mark, Kodiak, Jeremy have to say about it. Flag the live stream. It was my fault. And then we will compare the next one to that initial mock draft. Whichever one we like better as a consensus will then become King of the Hill. And we will compare the following mock drafts until King of the Hill is crowned. Shall we get started, gentlemen? Any words before we dive in?
Yeah, just thanks for submitting these. This is exciting to see. I want to see it.
Dude, this is gonna be so much fun. So let me go ahead and find our Discord. And we're just going to go through all of these. So, all right. And hopefully when I screen share, ignore all my unread messages, okay? Terrible at that. Okay. We're going to start with Andy's. And
if you're getting a
I don't want to do all the
PFF,
talking.
you've done something very well.
Oh, yes. I might popcorn on like one of y'all to read through this draft, and then we can kind of get everybody's thoughts. So, Kodiak, I'm gonna pick on you. Take us through Andy's mock draft. What you like, what you don't like about it at the end.
Yeah, of course. So I think the nuts and bolts are here. Obviously you get Jadarian Price, you get Oscar Delp, and you get Aiden Fisher. I think that nobody would be surprised to see the Broncos go with running back, tight end, inside linebacker with their first 3 picks. It's just more of a pick your flavor sort of thing. And with Jadarian Price at 62, he's a guy that a lot of people are wondering, is he going to be available at that range? Because, I think when you were doing your community mock with Andy, Mark, you guys said that Jadarian Price at 62, there is a bigger drop off from the other positions to the lower half guys as opposed, with running back as opposed to the other positions. But then you've got Delp here. I think people are kind of split on Delp. You have guys who are just like, nah, trust me, bro, he's great. Then you have other guys that are just like, why did he not produce when his best target competition was not even a real wide receiver? So then you kind of got to weigh that as well. Then you get Aiden Fisher, who's pretty good. He has a pretty low athletic ceiling, in my opinion. I think he ran like a 4.67, or a 4.76, in my opinion. Or not in my opinion, but I think that's what he ran at the combine. And, there are going to be some linebackers who go around that range that they're going to be interesting, like Elliott. I think is somebody who could go around that range, some safety hybrids as well. But you know what? Then you have all these athletic demons in the late rounds, like Barrett out of South Carolina, if you're looking to go that route. Enrique Cruz Jr., okay? You guys don't know. He is an athletic demon. If you're just going pure RAS for UDFA guys, then he might be available in the late 7th. And then Jaden Duggar, I know that you talked about him, Mark, on your channel a couple days ago. But yeah, Nwankpa is another guy with a fun name and a high relative athletic score. And I think he fits our mostly white defense. So yeah, otherwise, I think the nuts and bolts of this draft are pretty solid. It's a good mix of, proven stability while getting athletic upside.
Dude, wonderfully said. Now, Mark, I know you're big on, let me remember who it is. Sorry. Jaden Duggar. Tell us a little bit about him.
Yeah, I mean, I can't say I'm big on him. I would be lying if I said I found any Ragin' Cajun film. But I was really intrigued by him because he's one of the few backers that's got the kind of size, speed, and length that you're looking for. Like, you're talking about Sonny Styles. Obviously, he's like the 6'5" guy, 240, long arms, fast. And then there's a lot of guys that, people would consider to be undersized or, their arm length is low or whatever. But Jaden Duggar is impressive, man. I mean, he's a 6'4" and change, 250-pound guy. He ran a 4.6 at his pro day at Louisiana, and so he's got a lot of the tools. And he's pretty new to the position. He transferred. He switched over from safety, which a lot of the times I like that, because you kind of have a little bit different instincts in the pass game at least. So I think he's a hell of a round 7 flyer, man. I mean, a lot better than drafting, a basketball player, in my opinion. So I like them. I'm glad to see him here. And I mean, I love those 3 7th rounders. Like, I like the draft in general, but I think those 3 are going to be so important, man, to just get guys that are, experienced or have a ton of upside, or a mix of both. And I feel like that's really maximizing 3 good positions. You can get at minimum Nwangpa and Duggar to be really good special teamers and add some depth to those positions. And then maybe Enrique Cruz ends up being a stud one day. So I dig those 3 a lot.
Can I correct myself real quick? I said that Xavier Nwangpa would fit in our mostly white defense, but I got him mixed up with Wet Jed for whatever reason.
Yeah,
so
I was going to say Xavier Nwangpa. That's what I was laughing.
So thank you, Darien, for correcting me there.
And Darien, of course, pointing out that this is in the bottom 18% of Broncos mock drafts on PFF. Take that for what it's worth. Jeremy, highlight some players you like out of this draft. I guess this one will serve as the standard that we will grade against now. But let us know your thoughts.
If somehow we drafted Jadarian Price at 62, I'm probably 90% okay with whatever happens after that. Like, we didn't have to trade up to get him, because I don't see that happening probably, but I would be super pumped for that. And then you crossing off tight end and linebacker right out of in round 4. So I'm happy with that. I'm not a Delp believer necessarily, just because he never had more than 24 catches ever. And it's like, I just don't understand. I guess I'm old and I just care about production too much, but why? You had an offensive coordinator who fed Brock Bowers so much. And then you have Oscar Delp, who has all the same ability as far as athleticism and size and everything. And then you just don't feed him. I just don't get it. So that's just a question mark. That being said, if we brought him in and talked to him and we are comfortable with it, I know they know a lot more than I do. If we make that selection, I'm on board, because I don't think they're just going to be like, we don't know, but we're going to take a flyer. These guys they're very methodical about it. So if we did end up picking Oscar Delp at 108, I'd be fine with it just because of that. But I don't think they will, just because it's a little riskier on the no production. I just don't understand, because if you watch his tape, you're like, why wouldn't they feed him? That's my only thing. And then picking up an extra tackle late, I mean, why not? We need to, I'm sure Zach Streif would love to get some clay. It didn't just mold some guys just in case. I've been thinking about safety too. If Hufanga or Jones goes down, it is suddenly a big question mark. Because you lost PJ Locke. You did sign the guy from Cincinnati, Tyson, but I could see that being one as well to develop and get that going. So you checked all the boxes, and I might have had different flavors, but as far as who you picked, we didn't pick anybody that I was like, oh, this is egregious. No. I mean, Andy knows what he's doing.
Yeah. If we get Price, Delp, Fisher in our first 3, I'm going to be celebrating and booking where's the Super Bowl this next year? Hopefully booking my trip there. Let's go ahead and compare Andy's second mock draft to his first one. This one, I'll talk us through it here. Grayson Halton, defensive lineman. Eli Raridan at 108. Caleb Ellerms, or linebacker out of TCU. Then finally hitting running back at round 5, 170, Kalen Black. Tackle Carver Willis at 246. Carson Ryan, one of our favorite tight ends, at 256. And then wide receiver, Mr. Irrelevant out of University of Michigan, Donovan McCulley. Guys, I have no idea who he is. I
That's the
don't.
best.
Yeah. So, this is the first time I've ever even heard of this guy's name. So I'm not going to ask or act like I know all these guys, but I will say some players that I like about this. Eli Raridan, but you should have had the balls to go with him at 62. We'll get to that later. Caleb Ellerms, or I like. Carver Willis. I don't know if any of you guys can tell me much about him, but I like the idea of taking a tackle. But ultimately, guys, you can't beat Jadarian Price, Oscar Delt, and Aiden Fisher. To me, I'm still going with Andy's first mock over his second. Mark, what say you?
This one is much better in my opinion. I love this. I love this mock a lot. But it kind of breaks my heart because I just don't think Carver Willis is going to be there in round 7. But he's a really good tackle, man. Like, not just a developmental guy. I think he's a lot more refined than many of the late round guys. You'll probably have to take him at that 170 pick. But the reason I love it, man, I'm a huge Grayson Halton fan. I think he's just the perfect JFM replacement. I think he can come in and actually play quite a bit his rookie year, and has the crazy high upside to be a stud, especially in this defense. Eli Raridan, we've all talked about him at length. One of, I think, all of our favorite players in this draft, or at least 3 of the 4 of us. But I think he's a stud. Caleb Ellarms, or I like it. I feel like I might have liked Aiden Fisher a little bit more because he's more solid, but this guy, I think, has more upside with a year of seasoning. And then Caleb Black, I mean, you're talking about this year's Kyle Manung guy. I love that. And I think round 5 is a much more appropriate place to draft a running back than 62, even though Jadarian Price is a stud. And then I love Carson Ryan. So I love it. In case you're wondering about Donovan McCulley, I have it pulled up. He's 6'4.5", 203 pounds, 10.25-inch hands. So that's a big dude.
Oh, yeah.
It kind of sucks for him because he spent his first 4 years at Indiana and then left when they won the championship to play at Michigan this past year. But
that sucks. What a horrible decision.
Yeah. So his decision making is not good. But
if he would have started at Michigan and then went to Indiana, he would be double champion.
Yeah.
Right.
Yep. So, I love this mock, man. This one's awesome.
Okay. Kodiak, thoughts on this one?
Yeah, you guys have kind of hit on everything. The reason I like this mock better is because, honestly, you come away with 2 tight ends, I'm a happy camper.
Same.
That's just basically all it boils down to. I think
wonderful.
when it comes to the NFL draft, we're lucky if we leave with 1, in my opinion, because we've seen that the Broncos, they, I don't know, felt like last year how do I put this in the right way? It felt like the nuts and bolts and what they were good at, what the draft was good at, did not align with where they took guys. That's what I'm trying to say. So, and with this being a really strong tight end class, I would love to see us come out with 2. I've talked about it all offseason. Kroll, get off my team. Adkins, maybe even get off my team. And Raridan and Ryan, I think instantly, like, these guys are already better NFL players than anything we have on the roster. So just give me that.
Yes.
And I'd take that over, I love Halton, like Elam Zor too. Kalen Black is another really solid late round running back. But yes, just give me the 2 tight ends and I'm a happy camper.
Jeremy, you're going with this one over Andy's first one?
Yeah, I am too. Exactly what I just piggyback on what Kodiak said. Getting Raridan and Ryan that would be huge because we have all 3 of our main tight ends could be gone next year. Should be gone next year, maybe, if you don't sign Ingram back. But like, now's the time to get those guys in the building and get them in the system, because it's tight end is one of those you have to know the blocking assignments and you have to know the routes and all that. So it's a developmental year for that. So get those guys going, because that's the biggest position of need, in my opinion. And I like both of those guys. So.
Well said. Yeah, y'all convinced me. This is definitely a better mock draft than Andy's first one. And yeah, Raridan and Carson Ryan is probably my favorite tight end combo, now that you guys are pointing that out. So, Andy, I mean, you were battling against yourself, but right now you remain on top.
He did say that he likes that one more too. So
You did.
we got the Andy stamp of approval.
Good. Now we're
always good.
getting to Darien's.
All right, let's see it.
All right. Hopefully my little screen makeup still works. It does. Let's
Whoa.
go. All right. Jeremy, why don't you talk us through Darien's first mock draft?
Yeah, Jake Golday might be. I mean, he's going to be gone by 108. So if you really liked him, now's the time to do it. I personally would want Jacob Rodriguez or maybe Kyle Lewis or somebody like that. But like, I'd be okay if they are set on Jake Golday. That's and now you're market correcting Alex Singleton. I'm great with that. We just talked about Eli Raridan, Katron Allen. That is a great pick in my opinion. He fits this team exactly what we need. He runs so hard. He can turn 2-yard gains into 6-yard gains. He falls forward. He's just very productive. And I just think he would be able to, he split time with Nick Singleton. He could easily come in and be RB3 for us. And he's perfect J.K. Dobbins insurance. So I love that pick. Isaiah World having a tackle from Oregon for Bo Nix. That would be an interesting one. I mean, now's the time to get a guy in the works for that too. I mean, Palczewski can step in, but we never, ever, ever taken tackles since we took Garrett. So it's crazy that it's been that long. And then you're picking up a safety and a DL, Jordan Vanderberg. That would be a great pick if he was there still. And Eli Heidenreich. I know, David, this is your dude, but I'm on the train as well. Like that guy, if I just don't want him to be a Patriot because I don't want him to be another Danny Woodhead / Julian Edelman. Cause that dude is just Navy was like, let's just figure out any possible way to get this guy the ball and let him just go to work. If somehow he was there, which I don't think he will be at 257, if he's there and they don't pick him, I will be so upset. Because I honestly think he is just a Swiss Army knife. So, yeah, great. I really like this mock.
Now, Kodiak, they're bringing it up. Darren's bringing it up. Tell us about Dalton Johnson, safety out of Arizona.
Yeah, of course. Well, I've been watching a ton of Arizona the past few days, not only just because they are the college team I cheer for, but because I've been studying plenty of Traden Stukes and Genesis Smith, and man, they've got guys who can cover on the back end. My favorite thing about Johnson is I think he can play not only the post safety role, like the coverage safety role, which is what Brandon Jones does, but I think he can also play the down safety role, which is what Hufanga does. So once again, you talked about you needing that alignment versatility in your third safety. And you know what? If you're the Broncos, maybe you address that position a little bit sooner within your board. But I'm telling you, Dalton Johnson's absolutely legit, man. Like Dalton Johnson was one of the heartbeats of the Arizona defense. And, rounding it out with these other demons like Jordan Vandenberg, 10 relative athletic score, second best interior defensive line athletic score ever, only behind Jordan Davis there. That'd be intriguing. And I'd be curious to see the deployment in this defense because Georgia Tech primarily used him as a nose tackle. Didn't really love that, honestly. Felt like that really wasn't, what he should have been. Then again, you're not really finding too many guys at the college level that are 315. So I think they were just like, you know what, he's the fattest guy on our defense. Let's just plop him in the middle. But I don't think they used his athleticism to the best of their ability. But yeah, Heidenreich, I mean, man, you guys talked about it. He'd be a lot of fun, man. I think as a Tyler Bidet replacement, I'd be all over that. I'd be all on board with that.
It'd be a lot of fun. Mark, anything you like about Darien's first mock draft?
I dig it. I wish we could give Vandenberg in the 7th. That'd be cool. I don't like the Isaiah World pick at all. I'm just not a fan of him. I think it's too rich for him. He tore his ACL in January, so he's not even going to play really at all this year. And to be honest with you, I think he kind of sucks from what I've seen, honestly. He needs a lot of seasoning. I think that there's better offensive tackle prospects, but Golday stud, Raridan stud, Katron Allen, fantastic. And then obviously I'll take you guys' word, Kodiak's word on Dalton Johnson. If we got Vandenberg in the 7th, it'd be awesome, but it's like, do I not give credit for this one, I guess, just because it might not be realistic. And then Heidenreich is someone I think is going to go earlier too. But if it stood the way that it does, I love this mock except for Isaiah World. I'm not a big fan.
Wow. Okay. Yeah. I like Golday, Raritan, Katrin Allen. I'll take Andy's word on Isaiah World, but
What do you
Vandenberg,
say?
Heidenreich. Andy does not like Isaiah World. He said he had
Oh, he
terrible
doesn't?
dribble tape this year. Yeah.
Oh,
Then
it's
had
right there.
surgery. So yeah, we'll see. But he also likes Dalton Johnson. Guys, it's time for us to vote. All right. Is this mock draft better than Andy's second one? I'm gonna say,
I say
no.
no.
I say no.
I think it's
It's close though. It's not.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
it was close. It wasn't a blowout.
Well, he's got another shot at it, Darien. Or else, I don't know. I don't know what we can take from you. Maybe you owe us Eli Stowers jerseys. Okay. Darien's second one. Anthony Hill Jr. Or Mark, why don't you talk us through this one?
Yeah, so we got Anthony Hill Jr. here at 62. That'd be fun. Him or Golday, I think would be really good. So we know, man, Darien wants a linebacker first. I know he said that a lot too. So he's made it happen here. Oscar Delp, we kind of talked about it. I'm with Jeremy with Oscar Delp. I'm kind of in the camp that is like, I get it, it's intriguing. At 108, I guess it's fine, but also, man, you can talk about Stockton sucking at quarterback, but like their third receiver, I think his name is Dylan Bell, had more catches still than Oscar Delp. So that's definitely concerning. Genesis Smith, from everything I've heard, is an absolute stud. So I love that pick. Seth McGowan at 170. I love taking a running back at 170. I think you can definitely comp him level-wise with Kalen Black. They're very different players, but be totally good with that. Don't really know too much about Nolan Rucci or Colby Young. Oh, Colby Young, see, he's the other Georgia wide receiver. So
yeah.
But yeah, I mean, a wide receiver in the 7th round makes sense. Developmental tackle could make sense there. And then Cameron Ball is a pretty intriguing player. He's someone that for some reason, when you hear his name, you think he's like 330 something pounds, but he is the big guy too. So I always get,
I was gonna say.
For some reason, I always get him and Albert Regis. I don't know why I get them confused, even though their names aren't the same. I don't know if it's just because like the logo on it, but Albert Regis is the guy that sounds like he should be really big and is not. Cameron Ball is a big dude. So yeah, I dig that one too. I like this one a little bit better than the last one for sure.
I do too. I like I like Anthony Hill Jr., man. He's one of my favorite players in this draft. If we get Oscar Delp at 108, I'll be pumped. I think you could have, depending on how things go, 4 starters on this team here in like 2-3 years, which I think would be very ideal. Kodiak, what do you like about this draft? Is there anything you got questions on?
Yeah, of course. So obviously, I think we're all kind of in agreement with Delp. Like, once again, I see the vision. Okay. I see the vision and I see the fit here. Is he my favorite relative to all the other guys that we're going to have, like around that range? Not necessarily. But Anthony Hill Jr. would be a heck of a pick. I actually like him more prospect-wise than both Allen and Golday, because I think his upside is really that good, especially for this defense. And guys, I think we're going to take a safety early. I genuinely do, like, just because it's something we always do. We just invest in the secondary. And you know what? There's a lot that are worth it in this year's draft, whether it's Wheatley, whether it's Kilgore, whether it's, Genesis, I think is a great fit here. I'd actually be fine with Genesis at 62, but getting him at 111 is great. As far as Colby Young, cool with him, 6'4", 210, I believe. And, there is one thing the Broncos might need. Somebody said they're looking for their next Vele. You might need a potential succession plan for Sutton, in case you do decide to move on from that route. But I'm not going to I'm like with Mark, with Cameron Ball, I don't really know much about him, but McTelvin Agim was also from Arkansas, one of the worst defensive linemen I've ever watched in my life. But I don't know, as Mr. Irrelevant, whatever. Nola Rucci, don't know really much about him as well. I don't know anything about the day 3 tackles besides who's the best athlete. But McGowan's kind of I wouldn't say strange fit, but I would just like somebody with a little bit better of a rushing profile, if that makes sense. Like, I think he averaged 4.4 a carry this past year for Kentucky. And I think that's the thing that's just really missing from this backfield. So maybe I would have liked to have gone with I think maybe this would have been a really good one for Kalen Black, but I don't know. Any thoughts you guys have?
Jeremy?
Yeah, no, I think I would lean Kalen Black or even Jamari Taylor. But McGowan is the kind of guy who's going to run hard. He's going to make your team tougher. So that's kind of what this team has lacked. So I get that.
Okay. Yeah, you could sell me on that.
Yeah, I really like this one. You get one of my favorite players in the draft. I think you get a spot starter upside there in Seth McGowan and a lot of high upside players, man. So I like this one better than Andy's second for those reasons. So I'm voting with Darien here to unseat Andy as king of the hill. Kodiak, what's your vote?
You know what? I still like Andy's second mock better. It's just Raritan and Ryan. You just got me bricked. I don't know, man.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mark?
I agree. I like Andy's. I like this one the most, though.
Wow. Okay. Jeremy?
Yeah, it's still Andy. Have you
The
seen
odd
those
man
videos?
out.
Have you seen those videos where they're like this or this, and then like rarely does the person stick with like the first person they liked. They just want to keep switching out. You get the pressure to switch it up, but like it's
the Grayson Halton, Raritan, Carver Willis, Ryan combo that really gets me the most.
Okay. Well,
like that double tight end is just.
I'm very excited. We have the great Respect My Co's, Michael's mock draft.
All right.
And he did a trade.
Of course he did. I love it.
How about this? And starts out number 62, Jake Golday. Again, he's like, what, a 6'2", 240-pound linebacker that can cover the slot. Then he says, man, forget next year's fourth. We already get a second one as our comp pick. Forget 246 and 108. I'm trading up to 95 to guess what? He drafts my guy, Jonah Coleman. I love Jonah Coleman. Josh Jacobs is who he says he comps himself to. He also likes Marshawn Lynch. Let's get him. And he has like 10 brothers and sisters. So he's going to be okay being a part of a committee. Now, pick 111, Demetrius Crownover. I love that pick. One of the few guys that has legitimate upside at left tackle in this draft. 170 snags Oscar Delt, then finishes the draft with Jordan Vandenberg and Jalen Catalan. I don't know who that one is. I'm going to be honest. But to me, guys, it doesn't even matter. It doesn't even matter. The first 5 picks in this draft are perfect. I'm already telling you straight up, this is the best mock draft I've looked at so far today. I love all these guys, even Jalen. Okay. Debate.
Even Jalen. I love how you love.
I don't know him, but I love him.
I've never heard of this guy, but I love him.
Yes, I love this draft. All right, Mark, what are your thoughts on it?
Couple things. I like the draft. I hate the trade up though. I do. I'm not a big fan. I like Jonah Coleman. Not enough to trade up. Trading up is already kind of, in this draft particularly, I don't think a very wise move. To target Jonah Coleman versus sitting at 108, I'm curious what the difference of the backs would have been. But again, I do like Jonah Coleman, so it is what it is. You're not really giving up a whole lot anyways. Demetrius Crownover I like a lot. I just think he's strictly a right tackle, which kind of is a concern for me, but maybe he could play on a left side, but he's only always played on the right. But again, dude is an absolute monster. Oscar Delp, is he going to be available at 170? That would be a phenomenal value. That would be somewhere where I would actually feel comfortable taking Oscar Delp.
Same.
Yeah, Vandenberg, again, is he going to be available in the 7th? Catalan, don't know much about. So I like it, but I wouldn't say it's my favorite for sure.
Okay. Jeremy, what are your thoughts on this?
I like it. I think it's right there with Andy's. I wish it was Kyle Lewis instead of Jake Golday. Not that I don't like Jake Golday, but I could just see the vision with Kyle Lewis. But Jonah Coleman, I get it. I'd be fine with that trade. I'd be excited about that trade, honestly, because I like Kalen Black. I like some of those later guys, but Jonah Coleman is just, I think, a tier better and another great J.K. Dobbins insurance. He's got the size and he's at that little bowling ball that, getting that tough 1 yard in that AFC championship. It's just so rough that you couldn't just give it to a back and just get it. You know what I mean? So like, that's why I like that pick a lot. Crownover, I would totally get that and totally understand that pick. Delp at 170 feels way better than 111. There I would understand it more because you're not just strictly going off of like hope that he's like, they just didn't throw it to him for some reason. And then Vandenberg and Kellon, like Vandenberg, we already talked about. Kellon, I mean, I don't know about him that much, but like a late safety is fine. But I don't mind that trade. So that one's right there with me.
Yes. Muscle Hamster 2.0.
There you
That's
go.
Jonah Coleman. Mike's been posting his highlights on Twitter. He's got me bricked up. We need him. Kodiak, let's hear your opinion on this
Muscle
mock
Hamster.
draft, and then tell us, has this overtaken Andy's?
Yeah, RIP Muscle Hamster, first of all. But second, this is really interesting because honestly, I think it's very well within the realistic possibilities of what I think the Broncos do. Okay. The reason I think it's well within the realm of realistic possibilities is because you're solving a couple problems here. Okay. Linebacking core with minimal upside on the back end. So you fix that immediately with your Jake Golday pick. Now, we've talked a little bit about Golday. Thought his deployment at Cincinnati was extremely strange. That being said, if you're looking at him as a pure, off-ball linebacker and not using him like a nickel like the Bearcats did, then it's, a little bit clearer of the vision. I know Darien is talking about a little bit of that in the chat. But you know what? In round 3 in particular, I could really see the Broncos going up for a guy that they were like. Would Coleman have been the guy I would have gone for at the position I would have gone for? Not necessarily, but you know what? You could sell me on this. You could very much sell me on this. And you know what? Crownover, he's another guy I like. But you know what? If you're getting a developmental tackle, maybe you might want somebody who's a little bit younger, but you know what? I see the vision because, as obviously we know that Crownover is like 24. He's going to be 25 by the time the season starts. And yeah, Delp at 170 is way more digestible. And then you literally hit all the needs here. And I think, you did something also that I think not a lot of people are talking about. It's just hard for me to see, we have, how many picks do we have in this year's draft? Like 8 or
7
9
right now.
Okay, 7. A lot of people are saying it's hard to find 53 spots, and fill those out with our 7 picks. But I think you do that. I think you pretty much nail it to a T. But yeah, so this is interesting. I still like Andy's second mock more than this one. That being said, I got to give Mikey a lot of credit because this one feels very, very realistic to me. Like, this is genuinely like one of the ones I've seen the most, or at least so far, that I'm just like, yeah, if you show me this is exactly what the Broncos came away with. I could see that this was their haul.
I agree. I think they love Coleman. I think Coleman fits exactly what they're looking for because he can pass pro.
David, can we have the debate about Golday versus Lewis?
Yes. Yeah.
Here's the thing with Golday that I have a problem with. Like, what's the number one most important thing for an inside linebacker? It's
listening.
It's
yeah. That's what I was about to say.
It's, for me, it's instincts and anticipation and being able to read the play, right? Jake Golday's instincts and anticipation is what needs work. He has the size and athleticism, but we have a guy who has size and athleticism that wasn't good at reading the play, and his name is Drew Sanders, and he's getting moved to outside linebacker. So give me Kyle Lewis, who freaking has like telepathy sometimes with reading these plays. That's why he might not have the size, but give me a guy who can see what's coming a mile away, and that's what I want in my linebacker for me.
I think a more realistic debate, because I mean, it depends. I think there's a lot of mock drafts where Kyle Lewis is long gone before 62. Other times he is. But it seems a lot of the times it's between Golday and Anthony Hill. They're a little bit more similar.
Yes.
They're more similar.
Do you like Golday more than Anthony Hill, or do you like Anthony Hill more?
I like Hill better.
Yeah.
But it just comes down to, for me, it just comes down to instincts. If I could get instincts matched with size and athleticism, then you got, Luke Kuechly.
I think my problem with Kyle Lewis is I don't think he's a Mike linebacker. And I think
He's
we
not.
need a Mike linebacker.
Yeah, that's right. He's not.
Yeah.
He's a playmaker, though.
Yeah. Yeah. He's a playmaker.
But for our team, we need maybe a safety. He could come in. We need linebacking help. He could come in. So, that's why it would work for our team.
That's the thing. Jay Golday, Anthony Hill, I like both the guys. You can pick either one. I mean, it doesn't really matter to me. They're not playing a lot this year unless somebody gets hurt. Kyle Lewis, they would find a lot of roles to play him in, which is intriguing. That's why I like the Grayson Halton. But that's what makes it kind of crazy because, if you look at it, I don't know how much we can expect for our rookie class to play this year. I mean, running back, obviously, if there's an injury, that's usually pretty common. But for the most part, it's like you're drafting for the future, which is important to think about too. But I love Golday, but would he play a lot this year? I don't think so, which is probably a good thing for him because he does need to develop on some stuff. But yeah, that's kind of where I always go back and forth. But this is a very realistic mock.
Yeah.
We're taking a linebacker high. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Oh, no, you're good. But one of the things I do want to say, though, I know that you would take Lewis and that they would be able to find a deployment for him right away. But I don't think that's their only route to solving a lot of their coverage, what they want to do this upcoming year on the defensive side of the ball. I think there's tons of safeties that you can use in that slot linebacker safety deployment that are going to be available in the draft. I think you could do that with Halsey. I think you could do that with Genesis Smith. I think you could do that with Jalen Kilgore. So there's a lot of guys who fit the Kyle Lewis archetype, if that makes sense. So that's kind of my, if you're going to go between Golday and Lewis, I think there's much more Kyle Lewis's in the draft than there are Goldays. That's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
And I mean, won't this sound crazy, but shouldn't we be using Jahdae Barron in that role?
But you have to think Jahdae, first of all, is a lot smaller than even Kyle Lewis is. And the only thing I'll kind of say I disagree with in terms of what Kodiak said is there are a lot like Kilgore. There's a lot of safeties that could, realistically play that role. The difference is Kyle Lewis has legitimately played linebacker his career in college. He is a linebacker first. He played 0 snaps at safety. So that's very different than having a guy I think he could play safety or linebacker or, maybe moving back. This dude can legitimately play linebacker. We've seen it. And then I think the transition of going back and saying, hey, just cover most of the time is a little bit easier than having someone that has to have full on instincts in the box to be able to shoot the gap and all of that. So that's what makes it unique with him. You want a tight end shutdown guy. You want to be able to run, third down, dime packages and actually take Singleton off the field. You can do that with Kyle Lewis and go young there. But yeah, there's a lot that we could be doing with Jahdae Barron too.
Yeah, no, that does make sense. That is a good point. But once again, I think that it's pretty rich, based on that role in the draft. I think that there's a ton of guys who can cover on the back end, and I know that we already kind of got our defensive chess piece last year, but if there's anywhere where I'm fine with, being able to have a versatile piece, it's the secondary because you're not switching the guy's position all the damn time. At the end of the day, you just need to be able to cover back there. It's not like you're fully flipping the responsibilities between a tweener, inside linebacker, edge, or anything like that. Between a safety corner, especially with our man-dependent scheme. So, yeah.
Cool.
Dig it.
Well, let's take a vote, guys. Jeremy, let's start with you. We'll work our way around. You going with Andy's mock draft or Mikey's as King of the Hill?
This is tough. This is 50-50, honestly. Gosh, I like to change it up. I'd like to go with Mikey. Just because I'm personally not on as big on Golday, I'll stick with Andy's second mock.
Okay. 1 vote for Andy. He survives. Mark?
Yeah, I'm going to go with Andy's too.
Oh, my God. Okay. Kodiak, where
And
are
he
you
had
going?
2 drafts. That is true.
That's a
I know
great
Darien
point.
did
That's a
too,
great point.
But Mikey didn't. So do we minus points?
Yeah, if you're
I
taking
like
that
that.
into
He's
account,
actually got a good point.
it is a good point.
All right, I switched my vote. I'm going with Mikey's here.
Kodiak, who are you going with?
Good
You
salesman.
know what? I like the problems that Mikey solved with us this past draft, with us having all the picks and not enough spots. So even though I think I like the players a little bit more in Andy's draft, you know what? I'm one of the 4 co-hosts on the show. I get a vote. I'm going to vote to switch things up.
All right, switch it up.
Yeah, I'm voting for Mikey's. He posted this yesterday, and I just knew it was the best. It was the best one. We'll see what T. Fishes has to say. But I'm glad y'all agree with me that Mikey does know a thing or two, despite what George Payton might say about him. We got 2 more mock drafts to go through, guys.
All right.
Scobuffs 22 out here. Matt H. I have no idea where he did this mock draft on.
Yeah.
But I'll talk us through it really quick. Safety AJ Halsey, LSU. Tight end Eli Raritan. Travis Burke, offensive tackle from Memphis. Tyler
Onyedin.
Onadium. Defensive tackle of Texas A&M. Nick Singleton in round 5. Evan Bierstein in pick number 6. And then, wait, did he do a trade? Yeah, he traded back. And then round 7, Jimmy Rolder, inside linebacker out of Michigan. All right, Kodiak, what are your thoughts on this one?
Oh.
Would you highlight that comment from Andy right now that says, I'm so convinced Halsey at 62 is going to happen, man. They're going to do it. You know why I think Halsey at 62 is honestly one of the most realistic possibilities is because Doug Belk, our DB coach, actually coached Halsey. Now, he also coached Bishop Fitzgerald and Kamari Ramsey, who are going to be in the safety class as well. But you know what? I could see them being locked in on their board and being like, all right, we're going to invest in the secondary. We're going to do it heavily each and every year we have the chance to do it. And you know what? Halsey's good. Halsey's really, really good. But can you sell the fan base on being able to, go
Another
secondary again with your first pick? I don't think so. But you know what? If you're just going like pure BPA, which I know it's not going to be a very popular strategy, then I could see them going Halsey because I think Halsey's a really, really good safety prospect. Love Raritan, obviously. Love Burke as a developmental tackle. I know that he's been, a guy who's picked in the 7th or later at the PFF mocks, but I'm telling you, he's going to rise up come draft day. And then Nick Singleton, man, he's a guy who he's kind of been a little overlooked, in my opinion, because I don't think many people are talking about him as a realistic option because of the fact that he got hurt and because of the fact that Penn State didn't have a very good year this past year. But you know what? He's somebody that I think he has a lot of upside, and at running back, this is why I'm so in on these, high ceiling guys. Just give me the high upside when it comes to running back. All right.
Yeah.
And then I don't know anything about the Evan dude from Northwestern, but Jimmy Rolder. Okay. Rolder was interesting to me. I think that, once Barham or Jay Sean Barham or whatever his name is got flipped to edge for Michigan, that Rolder came in and he played much better and he played all right. Would still like to see a little bit more from him, but I think he's intriguing and he tested relatively well. So, yeah, he's interesting.
I do want to shout out Scobuffs22 because in our Discord on Wednesday night before the draft last year, he texted our group chat or our Discord and said, if Jahdae Barron falls to 20, do you think the Broncos pick him? So we might be onto something here with AJ Halsey.
And shout out to him. He's the one that brought it to my attention that Doug Belk used to coach him when he was at Houston. It's funny though. I don't know if we even had. I don't think we had a horsepower hour at this time before the draft last year. Did we? We might have.
No,
we have to have a 1 year show, by the way, whenever that is.
Yeah.
Our first
It
week.
was something me and Jeremy were doing. I think we were doing mocks, and I feel like it was all of us though. And I was like, because we were doing a mock draft, and Jade Barron was there, and he was clearly like the best player on the board. And I was like, what would you do if we took Jade Barron? And we were both like, I mean, that would kind of suck. We don't really need him, but like we laughed about it. Yeah. That was the week before the draft too, or like a couple days. And then looking back on it, I was like, dude, that's pretty crazy. But I think Halsey's a legitimate possibility for sure. I'm kind of keep thinking that he's probably the highest odds of us taking him, but
I'm terrified.
That's crazy.
Man.
I didn't know Skull Buff said that in the draft about Barron. How did the rest of the is that the part of the screenshots that I had sent? How did the rest of the team the Discord react to that? Was it like, oh, he's a great player, or was it pretty?
I think I was like, there's no way. There's no way. But like, I'd be kind of open. So
you jinxed it, David.
Also, I don't know if you guys can see right now, but I've got Mile High Mario's yearly draft giveaway. I've got his tweet. If you guys follow Mile High Mario and retweet his tweet and you guess the player that the Broncos will pick, then you're going to get their jersey. And I was one of the first responses, and my response was Halsey as far as who I think they're going to draft. Yeah. So
you're probably going to be right.
Yeah, if they draft AJ Halsey on Friday night, well, you're going to see him right next to Palcho there.
All right. Well, for sake of time, let's vote through this. We still got a few more to get to. You know what? I'm going to start us first, and we'll go through. I'm voting for Mikey's simply because I'm not going to vote for a mock draft that has us taking a safety first. I can't do it with good conscience. I just can't. All right, Kodiak.
I would be able to do it if I didn't love the other safeties that were deep in this class, like even the round 4 guys like Clark, like Wheatley, VJ Payne. I like all of them, and I just think there's not a big enough drop off from Halsey to the rest where I'd be comfortable with it, even though I would love Raritan in round 4 and Singleton round 5.
Mark?
Halsey, Raritan, I'm fine with. I don't like the Burke pick. I think it's too early. I don't think 6'9" tackles will ever work. Onyedin I like. I know Andy's got him a lot higher on the consensus than others do. Nick Singleton, don't think he's very good, to be honest with you. But the last 2 guys I like. So
yeah, I
think it's pretty realistic, especially with the first 2.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'll still roll with Mikey's on this one.
It might be the most right, but you're not king of the hill.
That's not what we want. Yeah.
Yeah. Jeremy, what about you?
Yeah, I'm sticking with Mikey. I feel the same way you do about drafting a safety. We would have, it might be the right pick, might be a great pick, but it's Jody Barron all over again for this year. And you're trying to win a Super Bowl, and you just, again, one guy goes down and he comes in. Oh, glad we picked him. And again, some of these guys just are my flavors, like Raritan and Singleton. And then waiting till linebacker till 257 would be disappointing.
I didn't even think of that. Yeah, that would suck.
Yeah, we would probably riot that. And we'd probably feel like Jonah Ellis was going to be the real solution at an inside linebacker. Okay. We did have a T Fishes one. So we'll check this one out from T Fishes. Dude.
Yeah.
Somebody got a $50 super chat from Don Mars 58.
Damn.
Which one of us got $50 from Don Mars? Holy
Don
shit.
Mars. Holy
yeah,
hell,
Don Mars,
man.
which channel are you on right now?
Wait, hold on.
Hope this makes your stream worth it. I'll do more later, bro.
Tom,
hopefully this dude, you just made our whole year worth it.
You were the king. You were the king of the mountain, king of the hill. Tom.
Yeah, I don't even care whose stream this was on. You just made it worth it. Holy shit.
Kodiak got it.
Oh shit. Let's go.
Let's go. Kodiak buying drinks.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Don Morris is mock draft wins. He didn't submit one, but he wins it.
Yeah, but he won.
He just
whoa.
Paid for the mock draft. That's awesome, man. Thanks. Yeah, thank you so much for this.
This is for
it's worth doing this completely free. So when you do something like that, it's awesome, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Holy.
Exactly.
It's like what do I do? Man, $50.
What do you do?
Holy
you
shit.
say thank you, and
you go get 4 gallons of gas, put it in your car.
Yeah, exactly.
You're on your way to being the next clavicular. Yo.
Exactly.
God bless
guys,
Bo
I'm
Nix
shaking.
and Kodiak. Yes, sir.
Code
I love that.
Vicular.
Yeah,
Yeah.
guys,
God bless
I'm
Bo Nix.
shaking.
Absolutely.
Guys, I'm shaking. I can't even think about the fact that we got Sam Roush at 76 and Bud Clark at 99.
Yeah,
he
no,
just
this
bought
is
you
a-
2 bootleg jerseys.
He did. He did.
This one might take the cake, guys. I don't know.
Yeah, this one. Yeah.
This is a hell of a draft. Bro,
Yeah,
is this
yeah.
T's? T-Fishes?
Yeah.
He says, "Screw it. We're gonna cut all these shitty veterans we got on the back end of the roster. Gonna have all these guys."
Yeah, dude. Nah, this one might take the cake. You got the 2 tight ends and you got Sam Roush. That's how you win me over easy. Plus Carson Ryan.
I'm a big Bud Clark guy
Clark's
too.
stud.
Yep.
Crown over, I'll be happy with Crown over at this point. Like that's fine. Katron Allen, Aiden Fisher. Yeah, dude. Micah Morris. And then of course Haynes King. Yeah, dude, I love this draft. I love it.
Mike's in Key West having drink. He's not missing us at all. Let's be honest.
Why didn't you?
He's
invite
having a
us
great
to
time.
Key West. Come on. If
I
you
told
miss
him,
us
man,
that much,
we
you
got to
should have
keep
invited
buttering
us.
up. He'll take
Because
us
it's
to
an
Marquee
anniversary.
West.
You don't want us around.
Yeah. Yeah, but this is a great draft. No doubt about it. I love Carson Ryan. Sam Roush, pick 76 I'm cool with. Even though, I'm not okay with him at 62 if we got other guys available. But, I'm going to be calling him George Kittle at 76 if we select him. No doubt about it. Nuggets up big time. But guys, call me a homer. Call me biased before the show even started. But I'm going with Mikey's over this one. We can't keep all these guys on the roster.
Yeah, we can, bro. Easy. I'll tell you right now exactly how you do it, right? You cut Bidet, you cut McLaughlin. Now you've obviously got room for Katron Allen, right? Demetrius Crownover, we can get rid of your boy that you love so much. I always forget his name, the swing tackle that we got, Matt Pert. He's gone. All right, cool. Now, Demetrius, now we got him on the team. Bud Clark, you can get rid of JL Skinner. You could just add him. That's totally fine. Sam Roush, Carson Ryan, goodbye Root Beer, goodbye Lucas Kroll. That's simple. Haynes King, we can get rid of any of our backup quarterbacks. I'm good with that. Linebacker, anyone. We got basically nobody there. So bye-bye Drew Sanders. And that's how you get everybody on the roster.
You know what?
David, I thought of you actually. So there was a nickname that came up for Sam Roush. I was like, David's going to love this. Did you hear it?
No.
It's called Roushosaurus Rex because he's got short arms. And I love it, dude.
I would rather him have
Rex is awesome.
small arms than small hands. And you know who has Jared Goff-sized hands? Max Clare.
Yeah, Sam Roush got some big old hands, so that's a good thing. But Roushosaurus Rex, I was like, oh man, Dave is going to love that.
Roushosaurus, that's a good nickname if we draft him to get on a jersey. Roushosaurus. Rex.
You know what?
I think that's great.
You know why I love this draft so much is because this fixes the status quo of us not being good enough at certain positions, okay? Because you're addressing tight end so heavily. You're like, okay, Bidet, get off my team. Jalil, get off my team. And you have legitimate starting options for the future. Like, you took care of so many responsibilities. And you know what? I know that he was really the only one who traded back in this scenario. And I know that the Broncos are not likely to trade back. But you solved so many problems roster-wise on this team with so many resources that, you know what, T-Fishes? I know that you super chatted, not me. I forget who won last week, $10. I wish I could do the same to you right now because well done.
You got Dom money right now. So
yeah. Yeah, I got
I'd say dude, trading back is clearly the best, like it's the smartest move in this draft, particularly. Will we be able to do it? I don't know, but the only critique I would have is like I really hope we would sign Cam
Jordan.
Cam Jordan, yeah. And address the D-line because the D-line wasn't, but like the interior trenches, the outside tackles, safety, line, everything. You got it. Well done, T. This is dope.
I will say the only caveat is that this was done on NFL mock draft database, which is like a little easier to get a lot of good guys than it is on PFF. But that is not to take away from the selections that you did because that.
Oh, this was done on PFSN.
Okay. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I see. Sorry. never mind. But still,
Yeah.
I love the picks. Roush and Ryan for me, double tight ends picks. Love it.
Oh, he was using the PFF board, not the consensus board. Oh, okay.
Mm.
Okay, T-fishes. All right.
That would make sense.
All right.
With the trade
Well
back,
done.
it would make sense. Because
Yeah.
I don't know if it looks like he traded back, then
Yeah.
traded up. To
No, he
Bud
picked
Clark,
up.
maybe a
I think he
future.
picked up 99 by trading back
Oh,
from 62.
that would be so money, dude. That would be unbelievable, actually. That's like
Yeah,
exactly
I would
what
do
want
that.
to happen.
I would do
That'd
that. Yeah.
That'd
Okay.
be awesome.
Well, let's put this to a vote. Jeremy,
This one.
Mikey, or T?
This
He's
one.
going with T.
Sorry, Mikey.
Mark, Mikey, or T?
T-fishes, yeah.
T-fishes. Kodiak, Mikey, or T?
Mikey, I love your shooting when we play 2K together, but I'm going with T-fishes here.
Oh my gosh. I'm going with Mikey, but y'all take the cake. T-fishes, you are mock draft king of the hill. I guess we'll do this annually now. So it's
Yeah,
pretty
that was
fun.
fun.
Hang the banner, make it your name, mock draft champion, king of the hill.
I'll
You
get
did
a little
it.
thing for you. I'll hang it up here. I'll get winner T-fish. I'll put a little banner here. That'd be fun.
Dude, that's great. Guys, I know it's already the top of the hour. We do have for you guys, though, like our top 4 or 5, like must have like flag plant guys for the draft this week that I think we all want to get to. I would prefer if we could do it pretty fast.
Yeah,
guys, if you're cool with that. But before that, I want to do a prize picks with y'all. You know how this goes. Hey, use that code HMA and get $50 when you play 5. So let's go ahead and pull up some prize picks. We're gonna do one right now, and we'll see just how this thing goes. We're gonna go NBA tonight, guys.
Ooh.
All right, Jokic over 48.5 points, rebounds, and assists, less or more.
Way over.
Yeah.
Over.
Dude, we're going more. It might change. We're going Jamal Murray, 23.5 points right now. Currently, he's got 3 as the Nuggets lead by 9. More or less.
What part are we in the game?
First quarter. Now
What's
it's
the bet?
22. So what?
Oh, over under 22 and a half?
Yeah,
I think over. Now it's 23 and a half.
23.5. All right, we got to get
Yeah, I
one
think
more
over.
pick from another team. Currently, Julius Randle has 8 points. Are we going over or under 24.5, guys?
Over.
Yeah, probably over.
Over under 8.5 points for Rudy Gobert. Currently, he's got 0.
Under.
We're going under. Now it's 9.5. All right, guys, we're gonna have fun with this. The odds are changing like crazy. We're putting $10 on this thing. Shout out to Prize Picks. Failed to fetch. Don't tell me you failed to fetch. It's in, baby. Let's freaking go. We did it, guys. Shout out to Prize Picks. Let's have some fun, though. Guys, really quick, let's just go through like each of us round the horn, give our 4 or 5 must-have guys. We'll start with Mark, then we'll hit Jeremy, Kodiak, and I'll finish us off, man. So, Mark, give us the guys that you're flag planting in this year's draft as your guys.
Yeah. We're doing it for the Broncos, right? Because I just put a video out on like my general for the draft, but there's some carryover. I'll do 3 and I'll do like top, middle, and end. So top 1, Kyle Lewis. I think we talked about that at nauseum, so we don't have to get into it. He's one of my guys that I really want very, very badly. And then, well, it's between Sam Roush and Eli Rare. I'd say Sam Roush. That's my dude too. I think that there's a small possibility you can get him in the 4th. He's more of a day 3 guy. Maybe you trade up for him. Kyle Lewis, Sam Roush, and then for the offensive line, I like Trey Zune III quite a bit as a developmental guy that maybe you can get in the 4th or 5th. Played left tackle most of his career. Played some center, the versatility you love. He's got the requisite arm length. So those are my 3.
Love it. And yeah, you can take Eli Raridan too. You only talked about 3 guys. So yeah, we know you're an Eli Raridan guy. Jeremy is not. But who are your guys?
I don't hate him, but he's just not one of my guys.
Yeah, that's okay.
Here's what
No, it's not.
here's what I think is going to happen. I think that people have been talking about smoke, or are they tipping their hand as far as talking about linebacker? Joan Ellis is going to move and Drew Sanders is going to move, and we're not. I think that they want to get a linebacker probably round 2 or at 62, or Jadarian Price. I think there's if I was betting on it, I would jinx it, but in the 50s somewhere, I think they're going to make a small move up and grab either Jadarian or Jacob Rodriguez. That's what I think is going to happen. I would be on board 100%. If they don't do that, I'm a big Katron Allen guy. I think he just fits what we need later. Bud Clark, that's why I like that draft. I think he's in the middle. If you can get him 108, 111, if he slips a little bit, that would be awesome. Dallin Bentley is my 170 tight end.
Yes.
If he was there, I would be stoked. I think he's being slept on, not being talked enough about. And then I know people are going to roast me. I know this is not the chat for it, but Jamarian Miller, late. Dude, I just think if you could at 250, I mean, you're taking flyers at 250, 256, 257. If he's there, I think he would be an upgrade to a small back that we've been just isn't able to fall forward. And he might not have the vision, but he runs hard and he's compact and he's fast, man. So like, I just think I see the vision with Jamarian Miller.
You're smart. You said Jamarion instead of Jam. So
Jam screws everybody over.
This up. I'm like, oh no, you're talking about Jam Miller.
Exactly.
Well, if he's Mr. Irrelevant, you definitely need to get a Jam Miller jersey.
Space Jam.
Yeah, if he's Mr. Irrelevant, that's perfectly fine with me.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, Kodiak.
All right. I'm going to go with one offensive lineman, and then we're going to go with 4 others on defense. So, I know that Adam Troutman talked about consistency on the DMVR podcast, and, I need to be the same guy that you are one day than you are the next when you come into the building. And I'm telling you, with Markel Bell, man, your height's not changing, okay? Think about who else is going to change the light bulb when it goes out in the facility? Who else is going to reach the top shelf, okay? I don't think Caleb Lohner has pretty much any potential, even though he's, 6'8". I think Markel Bell is all the potential in the world to grab stuff off the top shelves in the facility when you are 6'9", all right? So I think that consistency would very much be valued there. These two kind of go hand in hand. I think Jalen Kilgore, Bishop Fitzgerald, 2 guys I'm really interested in. Kilgore, I know we already talked about him a little bit on the show, from South Carolina. Played the Nicky Manwari role this past year, and you know what? He looked, I'm not going to say every bit the part, but like 70% of the part, which is pretty remarkable to think about. And he had great ball hawking instincts as well. Bishop Fitzgerald at USC next to Kamari Ramsey, coached by Doug Belk. Felt like Kamari Ramsey was going to be the guy making plays all over the tape for USC, but it was Bishop Fitzgerald, one of the best ball hawks in this class, in my opinion. Maybe not the best athlete, and maybe not what you want for the back end, but still good there. And then Charles Demings, he's a small school guy. He's from Stephen F. Austin. Only other play I've heard of from Stephen F. Austin is John Franklin Myers, but has ideal length. I think the development pipeline is very strong with our secondary and with our defensive line, to where I'd feel comfortable, just give me the best athlete at those positions. Give me the guys with the most ideal physical traits. And I think Demings is, the guy who fits that mold and has the most traits that you'd be looking for, even though he wasn't really tested by Southland wide receivers all that much. And then interior defensive lineman, one who's not getting a lot of love, but one who's really explosive, Renee Conga out of Louisville. Man, he does not have that good of explosiveness. That being said, I think he was one of the best in the country this past year at pressuring from the one tech, and I think that's something that we could really, really use in our defense. Little undersized, but he does, I think, fit the mold of what Sean Payton and George Payton want. Oh, where did David go? Is he still here? Oh, well, it looks like his camera has turned off, but yeah.
No.
So that's ultimately, those are my 5 guys that I really like.
Wonderful, man. I won't take long on any of these guys. You guys can probably predict who my guys are. And I cheat. I got 6.
Wait, Heidenreich, who else?
Yes, Heidenreich, the perfect running back, wide receiver, everything. Yeah,
Me
you want to
too.
guess?
Bentley.
No.
Now, you like Raritan.
Yeah, I do. Oh, I sent you guys my list.
You
wait,
did,
what?
but I don't
Well, you have
remember
all
it.
the Elis, right?
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
3 Elis. I didn't see your list in full transparency. I'm guessing the guy
Okay.
the vanilla gorilla.
No, I wish I
Oh.
had him on there.
Paul Rubelt.
No, I wish. No, there's 2 more. One's a running back.
Oh, I found it. Do you want me to spoil it?
Yeah.
Jonah Coleman.
Dude, Jonah Coleman. I love Jonah Coleman. Me
Yeah,
and
yeah.
Jeremy are Jonah Coleman guys,
I'm in.
man.
Then
And
Jack Kelly.
And then Jack Kelly,
That's right.
man. I'm the only guy that likes Jack Kelly. So
Jack Kelly's a great name for a linebacker. Like,
he's
if he ends
a
up
great Broncos
turning out, that sounds great.
Last time we had a guy that sounded like Jack Kelly and Chad Kelly who's beating random people up or getting beaten by a vacuum hose.
I trust a Jack more than a Chad.
That's true.
Especially
Yeah,
that
I've never
Chad.
trusted Chad.
No, it's a great name.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One of the girls I used to work with was actually at that Halloween party that Chad Kelly broke into the dude's house at, or where he left and broke into one of the neighborhood's houses. Fun story.
Dude, that'd have been awesome. That'd have been awesome.
With the vacuum
party.
cleaner hose.
Yeah.
And I did. I forgot to say Justin Jefferson, linebacker, 170 or later. That's
Yeah.
my guy.
We got a Nuggets update. Nuggets are smoking right now. They're on
Let's
fire.
go.
31-18. They have 4 4-point plays. 4 of them.
What?
Yeah.
Nice.
Well, Tim Hardaway's trying to complete the 4th, but yeah, they got fouled on the 3-point line 3 times and made all 3 of them. It's been insane,
Oh
actually.
man,
Wow.
Timberwolves Twitter is going to be awesome. Cannot wait. Get on there, guys. Thanks so much, man, for doing this. It's going to be fun to see. Hopefully, some of these guys that we've talked up a lot over the last few months become Broncos, man. So I know like our plan is to do some sort of like mass live stream or something like that. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
guys, hit the bell for notification like on that, so you know like when we're going live, when we're hopping on with each other, stuff like that.
I already got it
Kodiak,
scheduled. I'll get you guys out the link, but yeah,
Okay.
Saturday
Yeah.
all day. Oh, it's Friday. Sorry, Friday night, the whole day too. More coming.
great. Guys, we'll get out of here again. Dom, thank you,
Legend.
Legendary.
dude. You're the man. A lot of you guys have been with us. We've been doing this show Monday nights for like over a year now. So this has been great.
Yep.
We'll be back.
Record holder on the super chat right there.
Oh, we got what?
No, I'm just saying that was a record super
Oh,
chat
yeah.
right there for this show.
I guess we'll have to beat it next time. No doubt about it. But we'll be back next Monday to discuss the draft, hopefully grading the Broncos with a good draft if they do what we say, which we know they won't do. So we'll see you guys then. Have a wonderful evening. Go Nuggets. Go Broncos.
Go Broncos, baby.
Good night.